Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, here's what we're going to deal with tonight. You know this whole situation we've been hearing about in the last 48 hours from Sacramento? You guys know what I'm talking about. Well, the main narrative across all the media, from even the President of the United States, is we need further infringement because we just can't continue going on without common sense gun reform, or gun control, as they would say. Biden even got up there and said we should ban ARs. We should sue the manufacturers of these firearms. Well, it doesn't take long until facts actually start to come out, and that undermines that entire narrative. That didn't stop them. They're not going to get called on the carpet anywhere else except right here, because I'm going to show you how their narrative collapsed because they rushed to judgment. Any gun is an evil gun. Any problem that is caused is the gun's fault, not the human involved. Now, this is a failure of gun control in California. This is a failure of the criminal justice system in California. This is an incident that is related around gang-related violence, multiple shooters, multiple weapons, illegally converted firearms. This is the whole gamut of everything wrong illegally that could not work under the gun control agenda. Here we go. I'm going to let you guys know this is going to get spicy. Everything's linked in the description box below, but we have to call these people out when their narrative collapses. They don't just get a free pass for infringing upon all of our rights because they want to. All right, let's get it. The Sacramento situation likely involved a converted machine gun, officials say. Well, there's your first no-no. You can't have a machine gun unless you are federally licensed to do so underneath the National Firearms Act. This has been in place since 1934. This is not a new law. In fact, if you have a firearm, or at least a new firearm, you have a semblance of an idea, this is not a good idea if you have an addiction to seeing the light of day, because the ATF does not take this very lightly. This is a big one, but these criminals somehow converted handguns, not rifles, Biden, to machine guns illegally. Well, that's interesting. How could that happen? There was ultimate gun control there. Because criminals are going to criminal and they don't care. Wait until I show you everything else in this and how this unravels the gun control narrative. But that hasn't stopped them from introducing 40 new infringements on our Second Amendment rights in California alone. This is asinine. Not even to mention, Biden on a federal level called for more background checks, called for more banning, called for magazine bans, suing the manufacturers based off of this incident, which is now unwinding. Check this out. Update. On the morning of April 5th, 2022, the Sacramento Police Department said in a news release that it had determined a handgun recovered at the scene of the mass shooting had been converted to a weapon capable of automatic fire. A handgun? I thought Biden said it was all the fact that ARs. We should get rid of assault-style weapons. Well, this is a handgun that was illegally modified, which violated the NFA. This guy's going to go to federal prison. But it wouldn't have been possible in a gun control narrative because common sense gun laws exist in California. You guys can obviously tell that I'm laying this on pretty thick because it does not work across the board. And they should not call this a mass shooting anymore. They should call this a mass criminal event because that's what this is. Like I said, here, let's keep going. The Sacramento Police Department confirmed that at least one stolen firearm was recovered at the scene and another retrieved during a search warrant. 2 stolen firearms. So let's go down this list so far. We have a criminal, we have a gang element, we have a fight at 2 a.m., we have groups of people unleashing 100 shell casings, one with a full auto illegally modified handgun, 2 other stolen guns. Does this sound like your everyday Second Amendment enthusiast or patriot like ourselves? No, it does not. This is a criminal element. Your gun control laws will do nothing to stop this, as this is proving. Let's keep going. And like I said, I'm going to lay this on pretty strong because this needs to be said. Automatic pistol found at Sacramento situation. How did a gun find its way to the streets? Now, this is from this morning as well. This is from the Sacramento Bee, not mine. Police said the shooting, which left 6 people dead and a dozen wounded, appears to have been the result of a gang-related feud among people with lengthy criminal histories that would have prohibited them from owning guns, ammunition, and magazines. Even the 2 brothers arrested are considered firearms prohibited persons in California. Nothing worked. But at the same time, they want to revoke your ability, your right to defend yourself from people like this because you're the only one who listens to laws. These people do not. In fact, though, as we go further this week, I'm going to show you a few more of the things that we're uncovering through this. This guy shouldn't have been out of prison. He had a 10-year prison sentence, but he was let out in California. Criminal justice fail. But that's not the gun's fault. That's someone else's fault. Let's keep going. Here's my last one. So-called auto-sear kits used to modify weapons to become fully automatic are increasingly showing up in street crimes, including a gang shooting in Fresno in 2019 that killed 4 and wounded 6. A fully automatic Glock handgun was used in the Fresno shooting. It's interesting how the illegally modified machine guns and all the violence and mass shootings that we've heard about, one for each day, they say, are all, for the most part, related to gang violence, criminal activity, and gang shootouts and drive-bys. This is the part where we need to come together, guys, and call a duck a duck. At a certain point in time, it's not people who embrace our Second Amendment rights responsibly. It's actually criminals of the criminal underworld who are taking advantage of our freedoms. That is their problem, not ours, and you should stop restricting our rights because of their actions. And that is my soapbox. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning on the episode of Bullet Points. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you then.